Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl here, Vita Ray. You know what it is. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about wax horror stories. So yeah, this video is going to be a few videos of wax I'll call them wax technicians because I don't know what you guys call them. Estheticians? I think so. Estheticians, yeah. It's kind of a tongue twister. Estheticians, yeah. So wax estheticians coming out and giving their side of the story of things they've been through whilst being a wax artist or wax technicians, whatever you call them. So if you are interested in what happens next, just keep watching. There's a lot of interesting stories. Okay.
She a bad thing, you know she gave me good feels, couple mood swings. So you know I had to pick her up like some loose change. So you know I gotta hit her up when she close range, yeah.
If you want to get into the waxing business, it's definitely not for the weak. I'm gonna tell you this right now, because me as a waxer, I have seen some things and I just learned how to react to them. As a waxer, you can't make your clients feel uncomfortable. Like, for example, a lot of females, or some females, when they finish using the bathroom, door number 2, and they think that they cleaned themselves thoroughly down there, but they didn't, and they come to their wax appointment, get on the table, they're getting waxed, and boom, needs a chest butt strip, and you see residue. And you just have to know how to respond and make your client comfortable as much as possible, because they already feel embarrassed, like, oh snap, like, oh shit, I left something back.
I can't reach my hole, so I was like, just wax that for me and we're actually good off this service. So I've been going to European Wax Center, I want to say since 2020. I know a lot of people have their stipulations against European Wax Center, but it's always worked for me because I've found 2 waxers in my time there that have been like godsend for me, great waxers. So the first waxer that I had, sadly she left. She opened up her own spot. I did go to her spot for a little bit, but because she got pregnant, the scheduling just wasn't working for me, and I'm someone who consistently gets waxes like every single month. Once a month, I'm there on time every 3 or 4 weeks out, depending on my growth. Luckily, when I went back to my European Wax Center location, I had another black girl, and she was great. So I'm like, great, we back at it. I'm buying wax passes. The wax passes where you pay a bulk of money for your waxes and it comes out less than what you would be paying if you came every month, and it's usually for the consistent customers. So I got my wax pass. It goes around like $500 or whatever, but then your waxes are free for the year. April was the last time I saw my girl. She didn't give me any heads up about her leaving, so I'm not sure if she got fired or let go or something happened. I don't know. All I know is when May came around, my birthday trip, I was about to go, well, I went in to go get my wax for my trip. She was not there. What am I gonna do? I'm about to be on a beach the next day. I cannot have this, tumbleweed down here. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna just brave it and I'm gonna go, because I'm not using a razor down there. My body can't do it. Maybe an electric razor, but I wanted that shit shiny like a bullhead. Personality was nice. I'm like, all right, I'm chilling, I'm good. So she puts down the first strip. They use hard wax at European Wax Center. So she puts down the first strip, and the first one hurts. Now, my pain tolerance is really high, so I didn't really think much of it. Also, I pushed back my wax to be closer to my vacation. So I'm like, okay, that it's supposed to hurt a little bit because it's been a little while or whatever. Now, when the second and third still gave me like this uncomfortable pain, I'm just like, ooh, okay, maybe she's just doesn't have that flick of the wrist, like, not totally seasoned where things are just coming up super smooth. And she asked me if I'm hot. Now, usually I know when I'm hot, because this is not a foreign question. Some people's body temperature is just with the anxiety of the pull, the anxiety of being in there. Summertime, you're already hot from outside. Maybe you are rushing. You can warm up. And when you warm up, it makes the wax not really adhere to the skin. to the point where I don't even lotion before my waxes. All I do is shower, I exfoliate, and I don't put lotion on the area where I'm waxing, because you want your wax area to be as dry as possible to get a very, very clean wax. That's why they put baby powder on you. They're trying to pull out all the moisture. I was like, I'm good. She was like, yeah, I feel like the temperature in here is really warm, blah, blah, blah. Like, trying to place the blame of, she knew the wax wasn't coming off the way she wanted to on me. And I'm just like, no, like, I think I'm pretty good. It was at this point where I felt like she's taking part of my coochie off, where I'm just like, okay, what's going on? And again, she puts the blame on, oh, I think you might be a little hot. I'm not hot. Like, now I'm getting hot because I'm like, what's going on down there? I can't really see. Like, I got a fupa. My fupa blocks my coochie. I cannot see it too much. I feel her literally picking pieces of wax off of me. So I'm like, okay, her wax is not getting hard all the way. So I asked her, I was like, maybe you want to turn your wax pot up a little bit. Maybe it's not like, you know, maybe the pearls and everything isn't all totally melted. You need your wax to be at, you know, that right temperature, so that when you spread it on, it's nice and smooth, but then it dries really crisp. Maybe it's just not drying, because she kept telling me it's not drying all the way through the middle, and it's because my body is too warm. And I'm like, no, maybe your wax pot needs to be turned up. I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, I went to school for aesthetics. I know that, like, I don't do that to people. You're the professional right now. I'm not. I'm a client. But this is the advice that I'm offering. Now, I don't know about you, but the lip, that's the one. Like, that's the part where you kind of got to brace yourself. And when I tell you, I thought my coochie lip was gone. First of all, when she tugged it, it did not come all the way off. And then she had to tug again to get it off. I thought I was gonna die. I really thought, like, when I got back in the car with my boyfriend, I told him my coochie lip is gone. Like, there's no lip there. This service, like, we can't finish this. And, you know, like, I felt bad. She was like, yeah, but I just have the other lip in this other area. I was like, yeah, no. So I told her, like, I literally can't take this pain right now. Like, now I'm hot. Now I'm sweating. Now I'm agitated. I'm sore. Like, I'm feeling weird. I'm thinking about my vacation. I'm thinking about, like, I don't want to be hairy on vacation. I know she kind of already got my bikini area a little bit. I didn't really look at it. The fact that I knew I would have to go home and probably touch up on an electric razor, I can't reach my hole. So I was like, just wax that for me, and we're actually good off this service. And I don't even look in the mirror. I just wanted to get out of there. I get to the front and they're like, you know, was everything okay? And I was just like, no, I actually didn't finish my service. And they were like, oh my God, what happened? Did you want to finish up with a different waxer? I said, honestly, I'm very sore down there. I don't think I can actually physically finish with another waxer. And they were like, do you want us to put you on with somebody else, someone who usually doesn't take as long? The fact that y'all knew that she takes long, did no one go try to figure out why she takes long? Maybe she had a bad day. I don't want to totally discredit her, but nobody wanted to look. Did anyone stand over her when she was getting hired or anything? But they didn't charge me for my service. Well, they didn't use one of my wax passes, so I still have that wax pass. But I'm at the point where it's June now. Obviously, I'm due for a wax in maybe like next week or the week after, which is why I even spoke about this. And I'm a little traumatized. Like, I'm just like, I don't really want to go, but I already paid for these wax passes. I gotta see if there's a way to get a refund, but just thank God I still have both of my coochie lips.
I've had some really traumatizing bikini waxes. So here are just some of my most traumatizing stories from getting a bikini wax. I must have caught my bikini waxer on a really bad day one time, because the way, I could just feel it in her energy. She was not in a great mood. The way that woman was ripping my shit was as if I had fucked her boyfriend and she like found out and wanted to take out her anger on my bikini wax. I like kid you know, I almost cried. I almost cried in that moment. I was like, she is going to take my whole pussy with her at this point. Like, I just know she was having a bad day, and the rips were insane. As vocal as I am, I really can't, there's some type of vulnerability when I have my literal vagina in a bitch's face that I just cannot, like, I didn't want to be like, ooh, take it down a notch, like, take it down a notch. I just, like, don't have it in me. I just had to lay there and take it like a champ. And it was honestly, it was one of my worst painful waxes. Next one has to be my most vivid experience I've ever had. This woman is applying the hot wax, applies it directly to my clitoris. Okay, I don't know if I can say clit, so so I like had to say the medical word because like I'm already beefing with TikTok, and like they would be like, I'm taking this down, so let's just get medical with it. My clitoris. I just was like, this woman, this is gonna be the worst fucking experience I've ever had in my life. So at this point, I'm like, she is trying to take my clitoris with her as a fucking souvenir. Like there is no, I've had so many waxes. There's no need for the hot wax to be there ever, ever, ever. That wax shaped me as a woman, and I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. But I bought a package, so it's like I have to go back. But that wax, I will never. I called Tizzy right after. I'll say, you'll never guess where she put the wax. You'll never guess. But this worst wax, like I will never forget this because it was my first wax in years, and I like wasn't familiar with the wax etiquette. Like I low-key forgot about it. I was like, wait, you're supposed to let the hair grow to like a grain of rice, right? I did not fucking do that. I had like shaved a week prior and then went in to go get a wax. They should not have waxed me, but they did. Like I saw Jesus himself during that wax. Like imagine your first wax back after years, and my hair maybe like this. It's so fucking small, like so small. I should not have been waxed at that time. I remember being like, this hurts so much more than what I fucking remembered. Like this is so fucking painful. And I had to act really cool and chill in this wax, mind you, because she was like, oh my God, like I love your TikToks. As she's staring at my literal clitoris, she's like, I love your TikToks. And I'm like, yeah, girl, let's talk TikTok. Like I'll always talk with you guys, but like I genuinely was about to end that wax early, and I'm not like a pussy ass bitch. Like I can take some fucking pain, but I was like, I think I might need to end this. I left that wax feeling like I just like a different, I felt like I wasn't even on this planet. I was like, I'm in so much pain. Like I don't feel like me. The girl was like, I couldn't get all of it, but like you could come back and tomorrow or like when it grows out a little bit more and I'll get it more. I'm like, don't you worry about it. You'll never see me again. Like don't you worry about it. It's fine. But love you, girl, and thank you for liking my TikToks. I hope you like this one. No, but for me during the wax, the worst is when they're like, all right, deep breath, 3, 2, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. Like, don't even count me down, bitch, just rip my shit. Like, every time I hear the, all right, deep breath, 3, 2, I want to kick a bitch in the fucking head. Like, I really do. It's just like, rip my shit and keep it going. Let's make it quick, let's make it quick. Like, I can't do this. Those are just some of, like, my horror stories of getting a Brazilian. I really need to switch to lasering, but, like, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, hold on. If you come in this bitch with smamidia, don't make me the bad guy. Don't make me the bad guy. Because I will tell you to take your funky ass on out here. You ain't coming in here like that. No, you're not. No, you leaking stuff that smells funky. I will tell you that I can't touch you because I don't want chlamydia. I ain't never gotten the... Nope. No. Keep your nastiness to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Don't be walking up in this bitch. Just... No. No. And if I see something with pinchers like this that's related to a crab, I'll fight you after your antibiotics. Let me tell you what.
Hi guys, my name is Nani. Let's clean up after a wax service while I tell you my first client horror story. So I had this client that came in and she told me she was an ex-waxer working at the chain store that I was working at the time. And everything was going fine and dandy until 10 minutes in. And everything was going fine at first, but then within 10 minutes, she grabbed the stick out of my hands and applied the wax on her Brazilian area, like herself. I was in shock. I was like, what? Then she stood up, pantless, no gloves, no nothing, grabbed another stick and applied the wax from the wax spot on herself and my hand to show me the correct way to do this. And I was in shock. I didn't say nothing. She ended up laying back down, ripped the wax off like her body, and she kept tossing it in the trash and missing. And I was like, oh my God, there's wax all over the floor. I told my coworkers, and she happened to also wax my coworkers' eyebrows, messed them up, and I told my manager to never add her as a client again.
Okay, TikTok, a question I get asked a lot is what is my craziest wax experience? So I will tell y'all what the craziest wax experience I've had. And I'm Studio Kitty, I'm a professional waxer, I'm a content creator, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I had a client, I will never put anybody on blast. I had a client, this was a few years ago. She came in, she was all excited to get her wax. She was so happy, she was so overjoyed. She's laying down, I'm like, everything is all fine. I said, Miss, are you on your period? This is like mid-wax. So this is like mid-wax, we're chatting. I said, are you on your period, miss? She goes, no, I'm not on my period. I haven't been on my period in a while. I said, well, miss, it's some brown stuff coming out of you, you know what I'm saying? I think you are on your period early. It got silent real quick, and it was like when the Spider-Man's looking at each other, it was like, she said, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, I've been sick all week and I had diarrhea really bad and I think that it's coming back and that's not period blood, Ma'am, did you just shit on my table? Did you just shit on my table, ma'am? I think you did just shit on my table. But I felt bad for the lady. Because it's like, I know that you're mortified right now. You're so embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for you. I would be embarrassed. I don't want you to think you can't come back or I'm going to judge you or I'm going to just be like, oh my God. Because oh my God, but you just shit on my table. But oh my God, So I made a little joke out of it. I was like, well, I've charged a $20 shit on my table fee. I made a little joke about it. We laughed, She tipped me very well, I didn't, put her on blast or say anything about it. I didn't even tell the story for, some years. And she stayed a client and everything was fine, but, yeah, somebody shit on my table while I was waxing, yeah.
As a waxer, I get a lot of questions pertaining to my job, but one of the most asked questions that I frequently get is, Julie, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you? And as some of you know, I do have a lot of guests that follow me on here. I used to work for a big franchised corporate waxing place. And if you don't know what it is, I'm pretty sure you could put the pieces together because honestly, there's only a few wax chains. So one day, this girl books an appointment. She's the very last appointment of the day. We know who she is. She has came in before, and let's just say she doesn't have proper body hygiene. And yes, I know as a waxer, we come into, there is an odor. We all know that as waxers. But that's not the point because that doesn't bother us. It's more of the fact that you're not taking care of yourself. And I'm just going to say it, she had an STD. So in the past, she's came in to get waxed, and one girl that was a waxer, was performing the waxing service, literally had to leave the room because she was gonna throw up and somebody had to come in and finish the service. Comes to the end of the night, she's late, she walks in and she goes, okay, I have an appointment, and she has no shoes on, first of all. And then also, this girl is like, I have a dick appointment tonight. So for me, I'm like, I'm not waxing her, so I don't really care. I'm just gonna finish up my closing duties. The waxer takes her in the back to get waxed, and this girl starts going off because the waxer kind of gave her the spiel of, hey, we can't wax you today just because it does look like there's gonna be a little bit of irritation. I want you to come back with a doctor's note. She starts going off, calling us racist. She's like, I don't understand what the problem is. Every time I come in here, there's always an issue, but I go to other places and I can get waxed perfectly fine, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and you can hear it because we're all just sitting over there and we're like, what the hell is going on? So the waxer walks out and we're kind of trying to find a solution. So I was like, I'm going to go in there and I'll just tell her I'm from corporate. Complete lie. So I walk in there and I'm like, hi, I'm Julie. I'm a corporate waxer. I'm here for training. Is there anything I can help you with? I heard there was an issue going on. And she starts telling me you guys are racist. You guys won't wax me.
Hey guys, it's story time. Okay, so boom, this is my first time doing this. Don't judge me. Let's go. I've been waxing for about 5 years. I probably had every type of client that you can imagine. I don't discriminate. I love everybody. I take anybody, okay? So this man DMs me on Instagram. He's like, hey, how do I book an appointment? Yada, 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 right? Typically when it's men, I screen my clients. I kind of look at their page, see if they got a girlfriend, you know, just to make sure nobody not gonna be on no weird stuff, okay? So this man, he's a Caucasian gentleman. He's like 6'4". He's an older guy. When I say older guy, he had to be like maybe in his 60s. Loves dogs. He's like a dog advocate, something like that. Boom. So he books a butt wax, like to get his glutes waxed. Okay, I'm like, maybe he on a DL or something. Not my business, don't care, whatever. He becomes a faithful customer of mine. Comes to me for months. Like, he's rebooking his appointments, but he doesn't like to, I notice he doesn't like to book through the site. He'll text me or DM me and be like, hey, can I come in? I'm like, yeah, we do walk-ins now. Come on. So, boom, this is one appointment. He, I hadn't seen him in a couple of months, and he was like, sorry, y'all, a client came in. I had to wax it real quick. Okay, so we get to the appointment. He's laying down on the table. I wax him. We're done. He proceeds to say, can you do me a manzillion? I'm like, yeah, I can, you know, do you real quick before my next client. So for my fellow estheticians, y'all know I did the 2 side strips. I did the top, and I proceed to put the wax on his balls. As I put the wax on his balls, I do another top strip, trying to do a little cleanup. As I take the wax off his balls, he completely jizzed everywhere. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I almost passed the hell out. He says, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen. And I'm like astonished, like, why would you come to my establishment if this is some type of fetish or something that you have going on? There are happy ending places for that. Don't come to my shit doing that. He gets up, my makeup girl is here, like everybody that works in the shop is there. They see me come out, I'm so upset. I call my husband, I'm telling him, he mad because he like, why you even waxing me? And like, it was a whole situation. So he comes in, like comes out the room, I'm at the front desk. He's stuttering like, is this done? Like, I'm like, you done. Throws me the money. He gave me like $200. Boom. I go back in the room. He's cleaned up everything. Yeah, like now I only wax men if they are gay, if they already come with their wives. I can't wax men no more. But yeah, no, y'all gotta do better. Don't treat women.
This is one of those stories I'm pretty sure only people who wax meow meows for a living can relate to. Or maybe not, because this one's a little strange, but it's okay. To each their own. So for the sake of example, let's just say this is your butt strip or your lip strip, okay? Brazilian lip strip. Let's just say this is what this is, okay? After I peel said strip off, she would ask me if she could see the strip. I'm like, okay, you physically want me to give you the strip I just pulled off your butthole. Okay, hold on. And she hits me with this little move. So she takes it from me and goes, so long story short, she would take this strip and rub it all over her chin. She did other parts of her face, but very specifically focused on the chin. And really, especially if that strip came off her lip strip, she wanted that sucker all up in her chin. Favorite part about this story is always when she looks at me and is like, am I the only one who does this? And I'm like, of course not. This is normal.
Open. Call the National Guard. When was the last time you flossed? 2003? Damn, you're gross. You're disgusting. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you something. Have you been flossing? Have you been floating? Look at me when
my blood loose tonight and I need my wax done. And now you're telling me that you can't do my wax because of a funky issue.
I'm actually a CNA as well, and that is not just an odor. That's actually an infection.
Excuse me?
That's an infection.
I told you I just went to the gym.
It's a very uncomfortable conversation for me. I'm not your primary
You
care.
don't go to the gym. I can tell by your body type.
Excuse
you
me.
haven't
I
seen
am not
the
going to
gym.
accept insults from you.
You couldn't waterboard that information out of me. No, I've just had the most embarrassing moment of my life in the wax shop. So basically, so I usually shave, right? But I thought, as it's my birthday, let me get a wax nice and clean, you know what I'm saying? But I get to the wax shop now, I'm literally like hyping myself up, like, okay, cool. Like, just ignore it. It's not going to hurt that bad. Like, it's not that bad. I'm lying down in the chair now. She's like, spread your legs. I'm like, cool. My legs like this, yeah, they're spread. My girl puts down the first one and goes, yo. When I tell you, I literally was like, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Like, no banner. I was like, I can't do this. No, I can't do this. But she already had another one in place, like, waiting. And I said, nah. I said, I'm not trying to be funny, but you need to get some water. I need to wipe that off. I'm not doing this. I'm never doing this again. She's like, okay, I promise to you, I will just get some water. She lied. My girl waxed it off. She was like, I'm so sorry. That was the only way to get it off. That was the only way. Like, you couldn't get water. I literally started crying my eyes out. Yeah, I started crying my eyes out. Oh, my God. Like, I wish I could show you my vagina, but it looks like this. That's what it looks like right now. Because I couldn't hack it. I don't know how you girls do it. I don't know how you girls do it. Because this is the state of my vag right now. And everyone was laughing at me on the way out. Literally, all the ladies in the shop were like... I was thinking, yeah, whatever. It was me screaming my eyes out. I don't care. And then my pom-pom is patchy. Pom-pom patchy.
First of all, I didn't have a choice. I was working at European Wax Center and we were worked like dogs. If we denied a client, then we just wouldn't have a job. Like, that's it. But I don't take clients now. None of my recent clients have ever been so disrespectful to not take a shower. And for the people blaming me for not saying anything, I had little to no interaction with the client before they came in. That was the front desk, and I also should not have to tell a grown-ass woman to shower before her appointment. Honestly, it's disrespectful and rude as a client to not respect your waxer enough to be clean before you get waxed. So before you blame me, have respect for the person that's doing a service for you.
All right, so boom. I had a client come in, and this was so crazy because I couldn't believe like that this even happened. This client in particular came in after 6 weeks of from having her baby, and she came in and brought her newborn 6-week-old to come get waxed. It was like she was that pressed to get waxed. So I go to clean her off, and of course she had a bush because she hadn't gotten waxed, you know, in 6 weeks because of her baby, or probably longer than that because she had a bush, honey. Tell me why a goddamn bug came off of her vagina and started crawling on the table. So I like freaked out. Like, I jumped back like, what the hell was that? And I ended up like killing the bug on the table with the paper towel in my hand. The kicker here is that, of course, I believe she knew she had crabs or whatever the hell she had going on because of her reaction. She just looked at me and just stared. She didn't say, you know, your natural reaction if you see somebody jump, you like, what is it? What do you see? What's wrong? You asking questions, right? She didn't do none of that. She just stared at me. So I'm like, oh, you knew. Of course you probably knew. Like, so my theory about this is you thought to come and get waxed over you going to your doctor to figure out what the hell you have going on down there. So she thought getting the hair off was the answer. Ma'am, crabs go under the skin as well. You have to go get medication and get that treated. Getting your hair off is not the answer. And do you know my boss at the time still made me wax this lady even after I left the room and told him what I saw? He was like, oh, you can't see bugs or crabs or whatever with the naked eye. Well, I said, well, she got something going on because I saw it and killed the bug on the table.
So I was actually even contemplating speaking about this, but yesterday I went for a wax, intimate waxing, whatever. Now, I've been doing waxing for a good 5+ years. I've been to good waxers, bad waxers, XYZ, but this was my first time trying this place. Customer service, there was none. So you know when you haven't like waxed in ages, or you shaved and now you try to go back to wax, it's painful. Like, you're nervous to be back on the table again. Like, it's not, let's say, a comfortable experience. This woman did nothing to comfort me. If anything, she was like, oh, well, it's going to be painful. Guys, like, it was so bad. Bear in mind, I've been doing waxing for ages. Tell me why I literally cried in this one, emotionally and physically due to pain. I don't know what she was doing, but she just did not give a fuck. Like, chat, I gotta find me a reliable spot because this woman was actually abusing me on the table. Like, and you know when you tell them to apply pressure after they wax it, so that it kind of conceals and alleviates the pain, whatever. She did none of that. Like, literally, the result was good, and I left a review. Sorry, I turned into a Karen. I left a review. I did. But literally, any wax spots that anyone recommends, comment because I need it.
Besides the poop, the scariest thing that's ever happened to me while waxing someone was actually when a client's legs got stuck together. I was giving her a Brazilian and the wax wasn't completely dry yet. And as I was checking the wax, she ended up closing her legs together. I was not quick enough to push her legs open, so she got stuck. So yeah, that was probably the scariest.
Okay guys, so that's the end of the video. Please share your thoughts and opinions. I'm about to share mine right now. Let's go. So the video that was mostly interesting to me was the lady that took a dump on the table. She had diarrhea on the table. Honestly, I feel like that's very disgusting. Like, if you know that you've had diarrhea, don't go get a wax straight after you had a poo. Why don't you take Imodium or shower first, then go get a wax? Or at least take some type of medication to harden the poo. Like, that's just so disgusting. Do some people not have any self-respect anymore? And the one that also drew my attention was the one that went viral with the lady that had a really bad smell and the wax technician had to decline her service. Listen, honestly, the girl was right. You could not beat that information out of me. I would have kept that in my phone. I wouldn't even have the audacity to take a video. The minute she said she's refusing my service because I smell down there, I would just take my L and kindly go back home, because that is the most embarrassing situation you can ever be in. And she thought that people were going to be in support of her. Like, baby girl, the pom-pom stink. Just leave it as that. Like, what the hell? But yeah, just let me know what you think down below. But these stories are so crazy. Like, I remember when I first, I got a story time to tell you, okay? I remember when I first got a wax. It was actually a horror story to me. So I decided to go on Groupon and find a wax technician. It was like £20, and it was meant to be bikini line. It would have been no. It was £20 for the whole thing. Actually, I actually initially booked bikini, but she gave me the whole thing, so I was very grateful for that. But yeah, honestly, I started bleeding, and she literally put the wax, like, she covered the entire lips, both lips, with the wax, and the clitoris with the wax, and waxed it. I literally thought I lost the cooch. Yes, I thought I lost it, because I thought they had to wax the side, like one lip, then the other, not all of it together. Like, she just put the wax just down the vagina and just waxed it. I think a bit even went inside, like, and also I felt sticky after. She didn't give me anything to kind of like wipe it or anything like that, but I guess you get what you paid for. But £20 is still something. It wasn't like I got 50% off, because usually a normal Hollywood wax would be like £35, so I don't know what the issue is. But yeah, let me not talk too much, but that's what I think. I feel like these stories are so crazy. The one that had gonorrhea, shame on you. You shouldn't be acting crazy, especially when you're leaking green. That's mad. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of the video. My voice sounds a bit funny because I've been ill. I don't know, I feel like everyone's getting ill, so yeah. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my video. I love you guys so much, and please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting more videos like this, and let me know any videos you'd like for me to post as well. Like this video and watch my other videos as well, because some of them are actually quite interesting, you know, especially some of the story times and stuff. But yeah, thank you guys. Bye. Mwah.